Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is XxsnipzkillaxX here, and welcome back to some more World of Tanks. And today guys, we're going to be reviewing the M56 Scorpion. Ooh, this is an amazing tank, I can tell you that. So let's get right into it. Now, you may be wondering, what is the M56 Scorpion? Well, the M56 Scorpion is a tank destroyer that was manufactured for the intended use to support airborne units, and so they dubbed it the name Light Tank Destroyer, so that could be transported via like cargo planes and pretty much inserted via parachute or glider. It was mass produced between 1953 and 1959, but it wasn't extremely popular just because of its like absolutely under armored profile, and it was just replaced by the amazing Sheridan Light Tank. But here in World of Tanks, it is a brand new Tier 7 American premium tank destroyer that was just recently introduced to the North American region for a limited amount of time, or it might even show its face even later, or it might stay a permanent premium tank. I don't really know quite yet, but we will see in the future. Now, before we get any further, you may be thinking, oh great, another premium tank. So what is so special about this one? Well, let me tell you. This tank destroyer has 820 hit points, it has a 7.44 out of 9 ton load limit, with a very underpowered 200 horsepower engine. But this is not a bad thing, because this tank has so little armor, and just like it doesn't weigh a lot, it has an amazing, just absolutely amazing 28 horsepower per ton ratio, so it'll get up to its top speed of 45 kilometers an hour very quick. And also because it's so light, it can turn extremely fast at 40 degrees a second, while the gun doesn't traverse very fast at only 12. So far you got a 52 degree traverse speed, which is still enough to outmaneuver light tanks and even some medium tanks that are extremely fast. So one downside to having this engine and this tank is that it gets a dreaded 12 kilometers an hour backward speed, which when peeking over hills trying to retreat is just underpowered, I guess you would say. You'd get shot up easily if you're not able to poke over the hills. And speaking of hills, this tank gets an amazing 10 degrees of gun depression. That is just amazing for a tank destroyer, and it has a very small profile with the gun shield. So it is extremely hard to hit when poking over ridges if you're able to see your enemy without exposing too much of your hull or gun shield to him. So to be honest, this tank, in my sincerest opinion, is kind of like a hybrid of a Hellcat and a T-25-2 with an even better 90mm gun that just looks amazing. This tank is completely amazing in my opinion. So like most new premium tanks in the game guys, this tank can see tier 9, it can even see tier 5 I believe. But to be honest, just because it doesn't have the preferential matchmaking, when I've been playing this tank, I have not been getting that many tier 9 battles. It is actually quite a rare occurrence to even get a tier 9 battle in this tank, which is actually really nice considering you only have about 1mm of armor, so pretty much anything that shoots at you is going to penetrate and just absolutely wreck your day. As well, ladies and gentlemen, how about having one of the lowest hit points of any tier 7 tank destroyer in the game, and that is just absolutely just insane. Having only 820 hit points with this such weak hull armor and light load limit means that if you get rammed, shot, hit by high explosive shells, they're all gonna just damage your tank. Even going going down the smallest hill, you're still gonna take damage. It might not be a lot, but it'll still be significant enough to make you wish, oh man, I really wish I didn't go over that hill. So as I said also, it has very low hull armor, so you're gonna be a priority target for any artilleries and any tanks that fire high explosive shells, especially like T-49s, and getting hit by a T-49 in this tank is not going to be a good thing. Now wait a minute, this tank may have some downsides, but there are gotta be some good hidden features, right? There are actually some good hidden factors about this tank. Some things that aren't that great is that its shell speed for its AP is very low compared to the T-25-2 and the T-25AT Tier 7 American tank destroyers, which is actually, it's not a bad thing. It doesn't go that much slower, which we will check out in just a second, but it's slow enough to make you want it to go faster. But the good thing about this is its heat shells have faster travel time. And the final downside that I found with this tank, it suffers the dreaded TD view range of only 350, so it cannot spot any tanks very reliably. To improve this, maybe you could use coated optics or binocular telescopes, but in my opinion, I'd really want to focus down on getting the reload down and pumping out shells, doing an amazing amount of damage. So looking at the gun at M56 Scorpion, we have the 90mm gun M54. It is a 90mm caliber with a 7.69 rounds per minute, which is very, very good. As well, it has amazing standard AP penetration of 219 with 275mm of heat penetration and 45mm standard, pretty much, of high explosive. As well, it does 240, 240, and 320 for the damage, and it has a .33 dispersion at 100 meters. That is an amazing accuracy. That is close to German level accuracy on an American light tank destroyer, I guess you would call it. As well, it has 2-second aim time, which is very, very good compared to a lot of other tank destroyers, such as, I don't know, maybe the T-25AT, which does not have that great more of aim time, and maybe even the Hellcat, which has about 2.3 to 2.7, I think it was. And the gun doesn't weigh that much. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this tank compared to the other tier 7 American tank destroyers. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on tankcompare.com, comparing the M56 Scorpion, T-25AT, and T-25-2 together, and we can see here that I was indeed wrong. The hit points of the M56 Scorpion are actually the lowest in the game for tier 7 tank destroyers at 820 hit points. The T-25-2 actually has a surprising 850 hit points, which actually really surprised me. I thought it would have lower than that. As well, this tank has very, very low signal range because of having to have lightweight for pretty much its intended purposes in the battlefield. As well, this tank is the slowest of the American Tier 7 tank destroyers, with only 45 kilometers an hour and 12 kilometers an hour backward. It is also the lightest and also has the lowest load limit. And as we can see here, comparing armor, this tank has absolutely no armor at all. Meanwhile, the other two tanks, T-25AT and T-25-2, have decent amounts of armor. As well, we can see that this has the lowest engine power of all 3 of these American Tier 7 tank destroyers, but it also has the best horsepower per ton ratio of 28. That is amazing. As well, it has the best traverse speed, it has the same climb angle, and it has better terrain resistances all around compared to the other two. So that is a good hidden factor to consider. As well, this thing is comparable to the T-25AT with its 350 meter view range, and it has the lowest turret traverse speed of all 3 of them. We can see here it has damage comparable to the T-25-2. It has better penetration than both the T-25AT and the T-25-2, and its shells actually cost just a little bit more than the T-25-2 at only 380. But remember, this is a premium tank. It makes premium credits. Even though it may not make premium credits as well as tier 8 tanks, it will still make credits just amazingly. It is the best. As well, like I said, we can see here that it has very, very low shell speed compared to the other two with 945 and 975. But the better thing is that the heat actually has better than the T-25AT, but actually the same as the T-25-2. As well, it has very, very low DPM of 1845 compared to the 2108 that the T-25AT gets and the 1869 that the T-25-2 gets. So ladies and gentlemen, we can see here that it has just slightly worse rate of fire than the T-25-2. It has just slightly longer reload compared to the T-25-2. It has the best accuracy out of all 3, and it has just barely larger aim time than the others. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the M56 Scorpion and all its wondrous stats compared to the other tier 7 American tank destroyers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to tell you how to kill this thing. It is actually extremely easy to kill this thing. Pretty much aim anywhere on this tank. Even the gun shield is a very, very prone target. It actually does count as a hitbox, and it will actually damage the gun pretty much every time you shoot it. That is one of the things that I hate about this tank, is every time you get shot in the gun shield, you are going to lose your gun, and when you repair it, they shoot it again and you lose your gun, and you're just like, why do you keep shooting my gun shield? Well, it's because you have that 10 degrees of gun depression, and you can shoot over hills and easily take them out. So ladies and gentlemen, if pure stats alone won't persuade you to get this tank, maybe some good old gameplay will. So let's check it out. Alright ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first replay here on Himmelsdorf Winter Edition, in a nice tier 8 battle with the M56 Scorpion. Now this battle is really going to showcase a few things. 1. Extreme luck. 2. How to try and carry a game. And 3. How to successfully fail at trying to carry a game in an M56 Scorpion. So here we go guys, we are going up to the hill. Now why we're going up to the hill is because of the gun depression on this tank. Again, 10 degrees. It will be able to fire cleanly over the hill without having any trouble of getting shot extremely early on. And maybe we might be able to prevent them from getting up onto the hill. So the one thing we're going to try to do here is just wait and then poke up and let's see what goes on. What is that shot? That was ridiculous. I gotta say, that was ridiculous, but that was still a pretty good shot, you gotta admit. So there we go, we got a lucky hit on the IS-3, causing almost 300 damage. Now I might say that this gun, again, has 240 average damage, but the ridiculous shots don't end there. Again, it happened again. It's just amazing. Now don't don't think that this is going to happen every single time I shoot. This is not going to happen every single time I shoot. RNGesus was my god. Oh, RNGesus. But no, in all seriousness, guys, this tank has amazing accuracy, and we can see that here. Look at this poor little IS just poking his turret up, able to put a shot into his cupola. Now you may be thinking, wow, this tank is going very good and this game is going amazing. Well, actually it is not, because they have better positioning on the hill. Our Chaffee and Lau are completely surrounded, but the good thing is we do have people down below that might be able to help us. Now I make a mistake here going for the IS-5 instead of retreating, because now I am susceptibly open to the Hellcat and the Scorpion because of that just dreaded 12km/h backwards speed limit. And again, like I said, every time you shoot is not going to be a guaranteed hit. Those two shots on the IS-3 must have just completely ruined his day. But now we've overstayed our welcome on the hill, guys, and it is time to retreat. We are being capped, we are losing 0-5, and this game is just not going that great. But we do have 1,070 damage. And we only took one hit, which was nice, not losing too much HP. But now what I want to do is I want to put as much distance between me and them as I can. So what we're going to do here, instead of just going straight across at the back alleyway down here, we're going to come through here and we're going to snake right through up to our T-25AT friend. So we can support them in taking out these other tanks and then group together and take out whoever is on the hill. Now the Charioteer is moving in to deal with the cappers, and plot twist, everybody on the hill actually turned around and is coming back down to where we were. So we would actually have been better off going straight instead of going this way, because now we have an IS-5, I believe, an IS, the Hellcat, and the T-43 to deal with. So this is not going to be very good. Or so you would have thought. We will see. So again, chancy shots. They never pay off. We miss a shot on the Hellcat. Goes slightly high. Actually goes quite high, which was kind of a bummer. But he looks like he's gonna poke back out again, and he gets shut down by the Stirrer Mill. Now, unfortunately, I shot there, and I wasn't able to get a shot on the IS. But that's not such a big deal. So now we can pull back, and the IS-5 is ready to come around the corner. Can we hit him? We hit his track, so that was good. He wastes his repair kit, and we're able to get around and dodge the IS's shot. Do a little bit of auto aim there just so I can focus more on driving, getting by him, getting around to the T32 and T25AT, and then taking out the T43 so that we can focus on the IS. That was just an amazing, pretty much amazing teamwork right there. So what we did, easily went around, shot the IS-5, got around, shot the IS, and we were able to snake our way over here. I don't know why I took that shot either. But now we have the IS to our front. He's got 2 tank destroyers in front of him. Which one is he going to shoot at? I decide to make the move, force a miss on him, and now we should be able to easily take him out. So let's see if we can get a high roll. It rolls low, and he's got to be reloaded by now. But can we take him out? That amazing traverse speed! We took him out! That was amazing! But unfortunately now it is the 1v2 situation. T25AT is pretty much on full health and I am on about 2/3 of my health. But now I decide it is time to load the heat. 275mm of penetration is pretty much overkill for all the tanks that are left in this game. Now I was thinking that the KV-3 was going to be down there, but it looks like the FV-201-845 is actually going to be down there. Now here's where I get a little bit worried. The T25AT is still down there, looks like he's moving down to help me, but it's pretty much just going to be me and the FV versus each other until he gets there. So I set up, wait for him to come around, he's spotted, and I put a shell into him. Now I immediately get into cover so I don't take any further damage, and this is where things start to go wrong. The FV is not killed, there's an ISU at my side and an E25 behind me. We gotta kill him. Oh no, we bounced off of him. And he's easily going to be able to kill the T25AT. And now we have an E25 to deal with. This game is getting extremely close. There's still a minute left on the cap, so I'm not really worried about the cap right now. I'm worried about this E25. Now I think what happens here is he thinks I'm gonna pop out, and so I take this advantage to turn around and get my butt out of here. What I really wanted to do was interrupt the cap, see if anybody there was on low HP. But this is where things just absolutely take a turn for the worst. I go out right into the open, spot the KV-3, he spots me, and I'm dead. So that is pretty much how you closely carry a game, but still end up getting taken out by a very, very lucky Scorpion. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this amazing, somewhat amazing actually, replay of the M56 Scorpion in action, showing you some of the strengths, some of the weaknesses of this tank, and what it is good for, and what it is not good for. Now, some things it is not good for, obviously, is trying to carry a game, considering it has a very low view range, and absolutely no armor to take hits whatsoever. So my recommendation for taking on this tank in a carry situation is to make sure that your allies are actually surviving. Because if you have at least one ally left and you're able to keep him alive because he has armor, you're going to have a better chance of winning. And unfortunately, we lost our good friend over there in the T25AT. So thank you very much to him for putting up a very valiant effort. And we're going to take a look at the post-game stats. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the post-game stats of the M56 Scorpion on Winters Himmelsdorf. We were able to pick ourselves up a 3rd class mastery badge, a bruiser medal, a fire for effect medal, which is quite a common medal to get, as well as 69,906 credits and 1,113 experience. I don't think that was our base experience, but it was not doubled, so that is actually quite amazing. Checking out the team score here, we were able to do almost 3,000 damage. We only got 2 kills though, only got 2 kills and got 742 base experience. We only fired 20 shots, and of those, 16 hit and 13 penetrated, so not a bad ratio, I would say. Again, the 3,000 damage. We did actually spot 4 vehicles. That's quite amazing, because as they were coming over the hill and all that, we were able to easily spot them. And after all that, without premium, we would have made 15,389 credits, and with premium, which is amazing, the amount of credits you can make with premium, you can get 38,691 profit. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's check out our next replay of the M56 Scorpion. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are with our second M56 Scorpion replay, and this one was courtesy of Fredder525. And you know, I might recommend World of Tanks replays is an amazing place to find replays, and that is exactly where I found Fredder525 from the amazing clan duty here in its M56 Scorpion, just showing us completely what a boss can do with this tank. Now Fredder here has gotten himself into a tier 8 battle on, I believe, let me guess, no, I can't remember this map. I can never remember these map names. On Fjords here, he's got himself into a tier 8 game on Fjords here. And him and his buddy, Couliard, I believe you say that. Him and his buddy Couliard in the T43 are going to show us exactly what a pair of teamwork, actually, to show us what some teamwork can do in the face of pretty much tough odds. And an amazing game here. So we're going to speed it up here just to get up on this hill here, and Fredder is going to get into a very, very, very nice sniping position, especially for the M56 Scorpion. So an FCM 50 ton has been spotted, and Fredder aims in, puts a pretty decent shot into him there, and there we go, 2 more targets are up. So that Chaffee is actually doing an extremely good job at spotting these targets, enabling Fredder to just pump this gun into the action and do a massive amount of damage, already up to 732 damage with only 3 shots. It puts in a good shot in the VK3601H, which is a very, very bad tank to be playing in this kind of matchup, and he misses his killing shot on him, but thankfully Couliard is able to kill him. Puts in a good shot on the E25, and now he's up to 1,191. That is amazing. Poor little VK just completely complaining in the chat. But now, worst case scenario, a Lurver has popped up. Or the Lao if you prefer it. And that is pretty much, in my opinion, a very, very hard tier 8 tank to kill, especially frontally. But his team are just completely YOLOing it, and he's about to claims himself his first kill, the E25. That definitely makes up for the VK miss. But the FCM 50 ton pops back up into view, takes a hit, takes a lot of hits, and that enables Fredder to take on his second kill. So he takes a speculative shot there and misses, and luckily the Lurver is not fast enough to get back up. But look at the mobility of this tank. He's easily able to pump up to the side here and get some shots into him, and this is amazing teamwork right here. Using the medium tank to circle around the big fat heavy, and having the tank destroyer just keep putting shot after shot into him to allow both of them to survive without taking too much damage. So Fredder's team here was doing just amazing in the north. But there is slightly a problem. If any of you have been paying attention to the map, like this KV4, every single tier 8 heavy tank they have is on full health. And they are still alive. And they have some very, very dangerous guns on those tanks too. And they claim another victim, the KV85. So Fredder is going to show us how to take on these heavies. Just speed it up a little bit here, because gameplay is so slow in this tank. You may have the 45km top speed limit, but it does still take quite a while to maneuver around the battlefield. See, like I said, just driving off any small hills, you are easily going to lose HP, and now, right here, Fredder is getting himself involved with an Oni, that tier 7 Japanese heavy tank, a complete beast. But he's not alone, so that's a good thing. He's got an STA1, he's got an E25, and a 416 here. E25 gets around to the side, and 416's gonna take his shot. You may be wondering what just happened there. Now, it doesn't show completely in the chat, or in the death feed, but the 416 shot and bounced and killed the E25. But enough about that. Fredder is in very, very big trouble here. He got set on fire and lost his engine, but was easily able to repair it. And didn't lose too much health on the fire because of the automatic fire extinguisher he carries. Now Fredder is doing something, just in my opinion right here, a little wrong. Now the lower armor of that tank is actually quite weak, but shooting it is, with this lower penetration, is not going to do very, very good. So what I would have done there was probably load heat and fire heat at the OHO, but Fredder here is just so pro, he's going to show us how to do it. Now you can see what he's doing here. He's trying to go for the track, because if he keeps this tank tracked, he can do shots like that and just completely eliminate all his hit points. So he's gonna get up, he knows the track's damaged, and he's just easily able to take it out there. And now the OHO is completely helpless against this little Scorpion as he just keeps putting shots into him, putting his damage total and kill total up to 3 and 3,550 damage. Now the 416 is just... I don't see the whole point for doing that. But now Fredder is 1v1 with a Tiger P and he bounces his first shot. So what is he going to do here? Come on Fredder, you're just a complete pro. Show us how it's done. That is how it's done. Because the Tiger P is such a tall tank and the Scorpion's so low, and because it has a high cupola, he's easily able to shoot it when he has a little bit more clear of a shot at it. Able to put in another good shot there, and the Tiger P is totally getting frustrated. You can tell just by the way he was shooting and by the way he's moving. He's trying to get out of there so that he can get face hugged against this Scorpion and just easily ram him to death. So Fredder here is just waiting for the opportunity to put another shot into the Tiger P, and the Tiger P gives him the opportunity shot, rolls forward, takes a shot and completely misses. And now he's easily able to put in another shot there and get behind that massive wreck of the OHO or the ONI. That poor Tiger P has gotta be cursing. He just bounced off a tank that has 1 millimeter of armor. I would be cursing. But now it's just an easy victory from here on. The T28 prototype is literally just holding him there for Fredder to come up with his final AP shell and end the game in complete style. So amazing game here by Fredder, doing amazing amount of damage, 4,863, and securing 5 kills, just showing us what the Scorpion is made of. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this second replay of Mr. Fredder 525 here, just completely showing us what the Scorpion is fully made of, taking out tank after tank, and that poor 110 getting held there by the good, amazing friend of the T28 prototype, allowing Fredder to get 5 kills and just deal a massive amount of damage. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out Fredder 525's post-battle results. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Fredder 525's post-battle results, just showing us how it's done in the M56 Scorpion. So Fredder was able to pick himself up a Mastery Class badge, the Bruiser Medal, the Fighter Medal, Fire for Effect, as well, High Caliber and Tank Sniper, as well as making an amazing 109,000 credits, as well as 2,548 experience. Checking out the damage, it is just completely unsurprising to me that Fredder here was able to do 4,863 damage, getting, I think, a base experience of 1,699, if I'm not mistaken. So Fredder here fired 30 shots of his AP ammo, 26 hit and 24 penned, as well as doing over 1,300 damage at 300 meters. So showing good marksmanship here. And after everything, because he didn't fire a single shell of heat, and because he didn't actually, he would have made a lot less because his premium extinguisher got used up. So the results here aren't completely critical or final, but if you're using a standard extinguisher, you'd be looking at making maybe 92,499 credits after repairing and just resupplying your tank. So a massive thanks to Fredder525 for posting this video up on worldoftanksreplay.com so I could feature it here in my M56 Scorpion replay. Now, if the stats and if the gameplay does not still further persuade you, then maybe this tank might not be for you, to be honest. As soon as this tank came out, I was ready to buy it. I really like the look of this tank, and I really like how it plays. So ladies and gentlemen, as a result, my personal opinion of the M56 Scorpion is I would buy it any day of the week, anytime, anywhere, any place. I would get this tank just because it is such a devilish little monster. And I think the name, like that one KV-Force that I believe in the game, it should be the shopping cart. This thing is totally a shopping cart. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this review of the M56 Scorpion. I hope you enjoyed, and I really enjoyed making this video, and I'm going to really enjoy editing it. So again, I really hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content by me. And I hope you guys have just an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!